Alright, so this game here, Mad Ducks, is pretty crazy. What we have a lot going on is a bit of field artillery in the military mixed with some physics of just general launching things and flying through the air and gravity. So we have here simulated gravity with weights and measurements and distances and height that are all calculated into how something's going to fly across a screen. So this game here is pretty educational, but it's actually really fun. So you have a slingshot, which adds strength, which is the acceleration of the object, and then the velocity is going to be combined with the weight of it, or the weight, how heavy and how light it is. The faster it is going is because it's lighter, but the heavier it is, the more inertia it will have, and the more impact, kinetic energy it will have when it hits an object. So the objects that are hitting are structures that are built up by the pigs, or the opposing team, however it's going to be played right there. And so you can use like stone or wood or sticks or blocks or anything else like that to create a structure that the ducks flying across the screen have to hit. So you have to aim the ducks precisely with a little bit of range, elevation added to it, so it'll go up and come down, or sometimes you need to aim it really high so it'll come down at a steeper angle. So the point of this is to get people to think about how things fly across the air and how their velocity interacts with the kinetic energy when impacting an object here. So you have all these structures that are built up, and you can stack them in different ways, which gives them a little more strength, but you have a limit to the number of objects that you can use to stack it. So you're given a pile of materials and you got to build something. You get a few minutes, and you need to organize your materials into a structure, and you need to put your team members hiding behind the structures in such a way that the opposing team will not be able to drop their ducks onto your structures and drop your structures on you. Most of the time you're going to probably be destroyed by your own structures falling on you, or the opposing team actually hitting you directly. A little bit like dodgeball. You're trying to throw it across the screen, but you got to use a slingshot. So some advantages are, if you're really close to the slingshot, it makes it hard for them to hit you because the slingshot's going to launch the bird. So you got to launch it straight up in the air, so it comes straight down, not very far. You only got to use a little bit of power, so it just kind of like drops quickly off of the slingshot. Or you can build up a really strong structure, layer some blocks and stack them up to hide them. Remember, the more structures you use, the harder it is, and the harder the levels, you'll get less and less structures to hide behind, and you'll get different varieties. So you got to be pretty creative with the types of the exact construction method to build your fort up, I guess you could say. Some of the fun things that we use when we're programming this is we're trying to change the variety of the energy that is required, the kinetic energy required to destroy an object. So a stone block is going to weigh so much, so it requires a certain amount of kinetic energy. A stick, a twig holding up something is going to require less. And also you got gravity working against this. You build up a big old tall object because, say we only give you a big old pile of sticks, you get no stones, just to make the level more interesting. Well, now you got to configure some sort of stick structure that will try to stop the birds from hitting it and not give any weak spots. If you make a weak spot, you can use it as a decoy. Make a weak spot that they're going to go after, but you know that that's not going to destroy your teammates. So this game has been really fun to work on. I enjoy working with this team here, and I think it's going to be pretty fun. Get a lot of kids interested in math and sciences, and a lot of people and adults will just have fun watching pigs across the screen, watching ducks across the screen at the pigs, and I think it'll be pretty great. We're looking to improve this thing. We can adapt it. We've made this on a platform, a very basic platform. It's an advanced basic platform, so that way you can use it on multiple different types of operating systems. You got Android, you got the iPhone, you got Linux, and you can run it on computers and Xboxes and PlayStations and all those types of things, because we use a standardized base here. And so it's pretty user-friendly, and it's live. You can use it live. So you log into a service. You can do it server-based, or you can just play on your own with levels that are thrown at you. And so you can choose different worlds, I guess you could say. Like, hey, we're going to fight in this world, which means, well, you get all sticks, or you get all stones, or on blocks, or bricks, or logs, or maybe there's already a setup like that. Maybe there's water in the way where you can't build at. It's a building area limitation. So we've created a lot of things and a lot of science. We've used a lot of accurate science methods as far as the kinetic energy, the kinetic energy, acceleration, velocity, and gravity to impact how you're going to play with this game. Launching the birds back and forth and hiding behind your fortress that you make. anyways, you'll enjoy it. We're going to continue to develop it and improve anything that we can and make more and more levels. So looking forward to your investment.